Oh my. Oh, what's up, everybody? It's TheAireaidLord, and this is a vlog video. Yeah, it's my vlog reaction to the Microsoft press conference revealing the next gaming console from Microsoft. This video could end pretty badly. Not in the sense that it won't be good, but in the sense that I am just flabbergasted, I think is the greatest word to explain my feelings, at what I saw only mere minutes ago. So, listen. I'm just going to run through briefly the things that happened. The press conference was just over an hour. Like an hour and 5 minutes, okay? I did watch the whole thing, start to finish, and that's why I'm making this video. I want to give my honest reactions, what I see, now that I've seen both Sony and Microsoft's press conferences, what I can see from them, also what I'm hoping to see at come E3, when I actually go to E3 this year, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I'm really just, I have no words, sorry, I'm just, let me just get to the core of the video, okay? So basically, yes, this was the gaming event everyone had been waiting for from Microsoft. They were finally going to release their next console. Sony released info on the PlayStation 4 for the first time in February. Microsoft had kept their whole project under wraps for a long time. People were saying, oh, is it going to be the 720? Does the console always have to be online? Is it going to be this giant fucking entertainment system, which it ended up being? What's it going to be? Well, let me put it to you this way. The console basically succeeded in proving me right in many of the things that I assumed it was going to be. And then completely failed in delivering the promises that I hoped that it would make, in actually succeeding with games. What fucking consoles should be. So, the press conference started out, that the main guy, I don't know who the announcer is, I don't even know his name, Ted something, I don't even know, but he's the main guy, the main communications guy, representative for Microsoft. He gets up on stage, boasts the console, boasts how Microsoft's doing so freaking well in the console wars, and quite literally, he revealed the console within the first couple of minutes of the press conference. No hold back, no hold bars. He actually showed what the console looked like, unlike the PlayStation 4, where we only have a trailer which shows snippets of it. We actually got to see, it's right fucking there actually on my dashboard. But yeah, there it is. It's right there. You can see a full picture of it. I know it's not really great with the camera quality, but there's a picture of it from the front, there's a picture of it from the back. And yeah, you're probably saying, oh, it kind of looks like a Kinect combined with an Xbox. That's literally what it looks like. It looks like a fucking 360 and it's as if the Xbox 360 and the Project or I almost called it Project Natal. The Kinect had a freaking child. That's what it would look like. So you have the little the sensor, the Kinect sensor on the left right there, and then the rest of the console for games. That's how I look at it. So the intro of the press conference revealed what the console looked like, which is right there. It also showed what the new controller looked like, which I'll get to that as well. And they basically showed everything. They showed this trailer and they showed everything. And I was actually impressed. I was like, okay, that's good. They actually were able to show that they were pretty confident in their product by going fucking blitzkrieg and showing you everything. There's the console, there's the controllers, here it is. Then the guy says what the console's named. He says it's called the Xbox One. This is the name of the new gaming console, the Xbox One. Now, let me just, I understand why, and let me explain. I understand why the console is called the Xbox One. Because it's supposed to be the one device that's supposed to be your entire entertainment system. It's supposed to be the TV, the movie player, the Blu-ray player, which this console has a Blu-ray player now, which is a new addition. It's supposed to do everything. To stream movies, TV, Netflix, Skype, anything you can do on a computer or a TV or a console, it's supposed to do everything. Encompass the entire living room. It's supposed to be the sole device that you go to for your entertainment needs. That's why it's called the Xbox One. Now let me explain why I think this is a bad idea to call it that, just from a consumer marketing standpoint. Let's say there's a consumer who is not as skilled and knowledgeable about gaming as I am, okay? Let's say someone comes along and they're going to buy an Xbox One for their child. Let's say it's like a parent. Let's say it's like a 40-year-old guy who knows nothing about gaming and is buying a console, is buying this console this Christmas for his son. So he goes online and he's like, okay, it's called the Xbox One. Oh, does that mean, wait a minute, is that the original Xbox? You know, is that the first Xbox? You know, one means first. So does that mean the first Xbox that ever came out, or is it this new one? Like what? Which one am I buying? You see what I'm talking about? Like, I know people would argue, oh, well, obviously you can figure it out because it's the latest and greatest, and they don't really make new Xbox, the old Xbox anymore. Listen, for a consumer, it's annoying, and it's frustrating, and it doesn't help. It's not easy to access. You want your product to be as accessible as possible, both online and in stores, in retail stores. And if people are having trouble because the name of it is fucking confusing, how the hell are you going to get people to buy it? Are your sales numbers really going to be as high? Like, I heard a rumor that this console was going to be called the Xbox Infinity. That would have actually been a great name for the console, because that would have succeeded in explaining what the console does. It's supposed to go beyond, you know, Xbox Infinity, it's supposed to go beyond your possibilities or some fucking stupid shit like that. Xbox One, okay, yes, it's the all-encompassing system, but it's too confusing with another console you already have released. It's confusing to consumers who may not be as knowledgeable about gaming as I am. I see that as a major flaw. It doesn't make sense as to why the console is called the Xbox One. Let me just get that off my chest up front, okay? Why is this console called the Xbox One? It doesn't make any freaking sense. I understand the notion behind it, but from a marketing standpoint, it only confuses the consumer who wants to purchase your product and can't do it easily. I can't tell you the number of times where I've tried to search something and I might have gotten it confused with something that sounds similar to it. It's fucking annoying. And just like this console's trying to do, it's trying to make everything easy and accessible. Well, the name of the console isn't that easy for your people to actually find. I hate to tell you. So, that's my brief rant on the name of the console. So then they get to, okay, so here's this console, and then they flip it over to some other guy. I didn't memorize the names, but they were just, you know, public relations, PR people on stage, fucking conveying everything to the crowd in the street. So the guy gets up front, and he's like, okay, you know, here's the console, and now here's the best part about the console. So he shows the dashboard. So he shows the dashboard for the Xbox One, and let me tell you, the dashboard for the Xbox One looks like the freaking load-up screen for Windows 8. I own a Windows 8 computer, so I would know. It looks like the startup screen for Windows 8. What? Why? Like, does every Microsoft product have to copy this model of startup screens? Like, why can't I diversify my experience a little bit? Why do I have to have this stupid tile loadout when I start up my console? It looks ugly as hell. I hate the tiles. When I load up my computer, the tiles look butt-fucking ugly. I immediately click the desktop as soon as I load up my console. I never stick around with the tile bullshit. I don't. It's annoying. And it's confusing. Very confusing, because especially my Asus gaming laptop, it's not touchscreen compatible. So I'm basically using a mouse and a clicker to access every tile on this machine. And it's confusing. My dad goes on this thing when he needs to access things on my computer. He's confused. He's always like, Christopher, what do you do here? Christopher, I can't get this. And I'm like, Dad, I sympathize with you. It's fucking retarded. Windows 8 as an operating system sucks. I'm not going to go on a rant about Windows 8. But I don't know why the startup screen had to be the same. Anyway, I'm not going to go too long on that. So basically, he starts waving his hand, and as expected, just like when they showed the Kinect in E3 2010, he's waving his hands in front of the thing, and it's moving, it's sliding across the screen, and then there's voice control. He's like, Xbox, TV, or I don't even think he said Xbox. I think he just said TV. He said movie. He's like, all right, TV, movie, game. So he says all these things, and it's switching between all the different things. So he says TV, and then it jumps to The Price is Right. And then he says movie, and it jumps to some movie. And then he says game, and it jumps to the new Forza game. So, and then his point was, oh, look at this. Look how fast I'm going between all of the different slides. Look how fast it is. I say TV, I say movie, I say game. Look how fast it is. Look how fast. It only takes like 2 seconds. And to be fair, it was pretty quick how everything was going. It literally took, what, I don't know, 2 seconds? There was like a brief black screen, and then it changed to the TV or the movie or whatever you selected. Alright, I'll give it that. The processing power of the system is up to par. They did give the specs, just to tell you. They gave an itemized list of the specs in the middle of the press conference, I believe. I think it was, what was it, an 8 gigabyte core processor, something like that. Like, what was it, 500 gigabytes of like HD internal memory, something like that. Again, the details are fuzzy. I should have written it down. They're probably available online, but not too bad. The system has a Blu-ray player, which everyone kind of expected. I mean, the fact that the 360 didn't have it, I mean, it was kind of just wonky. I mean, most things are moving over to Blu-ray, if you haven't noticed already. HD TV is kind of unfortunately becoming obsolete, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it has a Blu-ray player, and those were the specs it gave. So, yes, you can move. I'm going to say this. The console succeeds at doing what they're explaining it does. Okay, yes, it's the core central of your living room. You can move between the TV and everything. You can jump to, and now the big thing is, he gave a demonstration of a Skype conversation. He said, oh, like what if I wanted to do Skype? Skype I can run on my Xbox. I can call somebody and I can do voice command to control the call. And I can move the tiles so my movie is still playing in the left-hand corner, and I can still have Skype here and TV here and fucking 400 things going on at once, and I can move them around, and I can use this new slide feature to pan things up and down. Look, interesting features, okay? They're new, they're cool, they're innovative, people will like them. I'm not arguing that. What I'm arguing is that this is a gaming console. Like, what are you, like, you have to understand, ask yourself, what are you marketing? Are you marketing a gaming console, or are you marketing a fucking cable box? Like, I saw someone on Twitter write that. That's really what it is. It's like a fucking, it's like a TV cable box. I could literally go into my living room right now, get my cable box, put it side by side with the Xbox One, I wouldn't know the difference. The only difference is the cable box doesn't play video games. So, like it's just like, what? And this was the rumor all along, that the next Xbox would be, the focus would be as the center of your living room, like the entertainment system. I don't understand. This console should have been focused on the games that people want to see, that are going to drive sales. If time has said anything, it's games that make a console, okay? Now, okay, so they show all of this, and you might think to yourself, okay, well, Microsoft had to have shown at least one good game. Maybe Halo 5, well, that's probably not likely. They just had Halo 4 this previous year. But, okay, maybe they showed some new exclusive title. Maybe they showed something. In their defense, I think to cover their asses, since they didn't show any games, they did make this announcement that, oh, within the next year, we will have 15 exclusive titles, 8 of which are new titles. New IPs, never seen before. That was the claim that they made on stage. Okay, if they keep that promise, good. But, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical. Again, I'm very, very skeptical about that kind of announcement, especially considering the way this console's going, alright? I know they said that, but I'm skeptical about that statement, okay? But, I'm especially also skeptical because they didn't show any games. The only game that they showed, alright, so let's see, what did they show after? They showed a presentation of, what was it, FIFA? They had like an interview with athletes. Like, what the fuck? This is a gaming conference and you're interviewing athletes? If I want to watch athletes talk about sports, I'll go fucking watch ESPN. I don't want to listen to it on a Microsoft press conference revealing a new console that I'm considering shelling out my hard-earned cash for. That's not the point. I don't want to hear fucking LeBron James jerk around his fucking weasel in basketball. That's not what I'm watching this stupid this press conference for. And of course, but they're saying, oh, we have a new partnership with ESPN, and this is the integrated way people can get physically fit, and the new sports games and FIFA, and now all the motion sensing in the new Xbox is really spot on, and it's like, haven't I seen these sports games 100 times over on previous consoles? Like really? Like, if I want to get physically active, if I want to play football or basketball or baseball, I'll go outside and do it. I don't want to sit in my living room and pretend to do it. Sure, I'm sure there are little kids with, families and stuff who might see that as a potential and a plus. But for me, why? The motion sensing on the Kinect for the 360 was piss poor anyway. I'm sure the Xbox One is going to have its problems, just like the Kinect did, with sensing and tracking. And another thing I forgot to mention about the voice activation, where you can say TV, movie. What if you're in a room that's very loud? What if you're hosting a party with like 30 people? And you're trying to watch TV. What if some asshole next to you says, Xbox, play game, and you can't watch your TV show because 20 people are saying 20 different things? Is there a way to turn off the voice recognition? Can you censor it so that it only says specific things? Maybe that's the case, but they didn't explain that. I don't know, they didn't say that couldn't happen. What if 40 different people are saying 40 different things? How is the system supposed to pick up which voice is correct and which one isn't? Is each console tied to a voice? Is that the case? I don't know. Hold on a sec, I need a drink of water. I'm really getting frustrated here. So basically, that's the way it went. So then they had the athlete in the FIFA thing. Then they moved on, to Forza? What was it, the new Forza game they showed off? And they tried to show the graphics engine for that. Really? It was an up-resed trailer. They showed no gameplay at this conference, people. Let's just get this straight. They showed trailer footage. Everything was a trailer. Even when it was a new game. The new Forza game. Fucking the new Call of Duty Ghosts. Trailers. It was all trailers! And the CEO of Activision said there would be gameplay, and it's a freaking trailer of Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, what? No gameplay. The PlayStation 4's conference had gameplay of games, of new games. And I'm going to say this at the end of my... I'm going to save it. My statement about PS4 and how it compares to the Xbox. So basically, they went through the sports thing, and then they showed Forza. And then they went into the specs of the console, the specs I told you about. The 8GB processor, and, the 500... I don't know if the hard drive... I think it was, 500GB hard drive? I think. I'm not sure. Twice the size? This is a 250GB hard drive I have on this 360. So 2 times the size of a 360 hard drive? Okay, that's reasonable. Blu-ray player. The new controller... Alright, this is one positive I will give the conference. The new controller, the thumbsticks, actually looked pretty flexible. The way that, I don't know what you want to call it, the wiring, the padding around the thumbsticks, actually looked pretty accessible for your thumbs and easier to play. That I like. The way, the coating, the texture. And I'll be able to feel it when I go to E3, but I like the texture of the controller. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that. The controller, what do I think about it? It's pretty much like a 360 controller, except the D-pad is a little... the controller seems larger in my view. It kind of looks like the L1 and R1 are kind of larger. There's more space. It seems like the controller is more spacious. There's a larger... It's almost like... Here, I have an example. I just gotta plug it in. Alright, so you see this right here, on the new Xbox controller, it almost looked like this charger thing that's plugged into my 360 controller, it almost looked like it was an integrated part of the controller, which almost is kind of similar to the PS share button, where it's like the central command for your entire controller. It's now pushed up. So, again, it's hard for me to judge how the controller is, because I never felt it. But I did like the look of the thumbsticks. I'm going to give the controller that. So not too bad. Pretty much like a 360 controller, only in my view it was more spacious. The buttons were way more laid out. The D-pad seemed a little bit more intricate and specific. Unlike this D-pad is kind of wonky in how you use it. The new D-pad kind of looks spaced out. So one positive I'll give the press conference. The controller actually looked pretty good. Okay? So after that... I don't know if I don't know if I'm going in completely the right order, but this is what I'm remembering from my memory. Again, not much happened. It was an hour press conference, keep in mind, okay? So, after that, they bring out what was it? 343 Industries. They brought out a representative, and I actually was like, oh shit, are they gonna show Halo 5? Like, I was actually like getting hopeful. Like, are they gonna show Halo 5? Nope. They announced that the Forward Unto Dawn fucking Halo series is gonna be a TV show directed by Steven Spielberg that's gonna be presented on the Xbox One with the new TV feature. What? like what? I came to again, I'm gonna keep saying it, I came to this fucking conference to watch footage of games, not to see TV shows of a game. Like, who gives a shit about the Forward Unto Dawn series? I'm gonna say this, I'm a giant fan of Halo. I played Halo 3 quite competitively in 2007, 2008. I've stayed up with Reach, Halo 4, Halo 2, Halo 1. I played every Halo game. ODST. I hate Forward Unto Dawn. There's no reason. Like only the nerdy-ish Halo players will like Forward Unto Dawn. It's just some stupid TV series. Only the people who are really into Halo, who read the novels and follow the movies and or the animated shit and whatnot, that only they like that. Like is that really a selling point? Think again. This conference was Microsoft's opportunity to promote their console. What was the exigence, the purpose of this conference? To show the Xbox One and why you should buy it. Do you really think showing a TV showing of fucking Forward Unto Dawn directed by Steven Spielberg is going to sell your console? Do you really think that's going to sell your console? Let's just think about this. When fucking the PlayStation 4 and Sony are showing games like Infamous Second Son, Destiny, when they're showing these freaking giant games, they're, Watch Dogs, they're showing all of these games that they've worked very... That was the main thing. I'm going to say this right now. PS4's conference wowed me because they said this, that the core focus of the PlayStation 4 was to work with game developers, hand in hand, for game developers to understand the console and understand what they needed to do to make great games for the console. They made their entire conference game-oriented. It was game after game after game after game. They didn't show the console, they only showed the controller, what the whole promotional thing, and the PlayStation 4 seemed to be all about the games. The controller and the sharing features, it seemed like the PlayStation 4 is a game-centric console. Yes, it has features like Netflix, and it seems like the online capabilities are a little bit more up to par with 360, but still, the PlayStation 4's conference was about games. The next Xbox One, it wasn't about games. It was about gimmicky bullshit in your fucking living room, TV series, and then what was it at the end? Oh yeah, they showed, what did they show? I think it was more sports shit. They showed Call of Duty Ghosts, no fucking surprise there. They basically revealed some new features about the games, like, oh, you can have a dog as a companion, and look at the new graphic engine, and look at these new features, you can lean out behind cover. Okay, yes, it's a step in the right direction. Call of Duty's the same shit every year. Yes, we realize that. Maybe you realize it too. But... like, okay, we're expecting the graphics to be better, but features like crouching out behind corners, isn't that, like, I was looking at some of the gameplay of the crouching and the moving, I was laughing because it's just like Battlefield. Battlefield 3, I played that game. The running and the crouching and the prone and the movement, it was almost like the exact same thing, like, what? Crouching out behind cover, that's been in a whole bunch of other games, like... I don't understand how this is a new feature. Like, oh, it's Call of Duty, though, so that makes it good. Like, oh, like, alright, in the game's defense, one thing they did do, which I thought was a smart move, they showed Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts side by side, comparing the graphics, trying to show you a representation of how things have changed. I don't know if those graphics are 100% a clear representation of what the graphics will be on the console, but, okay, they looked good. But is that really what I'm going to see? Am I not just going to see some pre-rendered bullshit? And you have to also keep in mind, why the flying fuck did Microsoft choose Call of Duty Ghosts as one of their flagship games to show at this conference? Call of Duty Ghosts is going to be on the PS4 as well, you dumb fucks. Why wouldn't you choose a game that's exclusive to your console that's going to sell the console? Okay? Off the top of my head, I know that PlayStation 4 announced Infamous Second Son. That's an exclusive title to the PlayStation 4. I can't name any of the freaking exclusive titles from Xbox One. I can't. All they said was, oh, there'll be more information at E3, herp to dirt. Like, why wouldn't you give people something to be excited about? Some consumers might have already made their decisions and might not give you a second chance. People are like this. You're not always going to get a second chance in life. Sometimes you only have one chance to impress people, and then that's it. This was your moment to shine, and instead, what did you do? You made a press conference about the fucking entertainment. Oh, this thing will take over your living room. You will be sitting there half naked, screaming through fucking movies, shouting at the top of your lungs, telling your Skypes and fucking your TV shows, Price is Right, movies, Dark Knight, whatever the hell you could possibly do. You'll be watching movies and playing games, and you'll be playing Street Fighter and watching TV at the same time. Like, what the hell? This is the same shit. The same shit that the PlayStation 3 and Sony did in 2006. The exact same thing. Yes, Phil, you're online. Good job. I'm angry right now. But this is the same thing that the PlayStation 3 did. Hold on, I need a drink of water. I'm dying here. In 2006, the PlayStation 3 did the same thing. The selling point of the PlayStation 3 was, this thing has Blu-ray, this thing is a computer, this thing can do this, and this thing is the next generation, this thing is that, and this, and that, and this. The PlayStation 3 was hyped as this giant fucking mongoloid of a system that would solve all your problems. And it came out, and there was only one solid release in 2006, Resistance Fall of Man, that was it. The console was a piece of shit, and nobody fucking bought it. Everyone flooded to the 360, and that's why the Microsoft trumped as the leading god of the entertainment market for games. Sony has had to recuperate, and they made the right move. They realized, oh shit, we focused on the wrong things. And that's why they came out, they made the smart decision. They came out in their press conference, and they banged it out. They went after the games. Game after game after game. This console is for the game. Here's an interview with game developers saying that we're making consoles for the game. Did you interview any game developers in this conference? All you did was fucking talk to developers, CEOs, and fucking people in sports related. Like you didn't fucking explain any of the ways there was a relationship going on in the making of these games. Pathetic. This was one of the worst conferences I've ever seen in my entire life. Just to give you a perspective, for any of my long-term fans, this conference was worse than the games Brink and Syndicate combined. Let me just say that again. Brink, one of the worst first-person shooters of all time. Syndicate, one of the worst first-person shooters of all time. This conference was worse. I would rather play Syndicate for 4 months straight than watch this conference again. It was pathetic and insulting to a customer of Microsoft who has spent so many years invested in the 360. I bought the 360 over the PS3 because it was the defining system. It had Halo 3. It had good games at the time, exclusive titles that made you want to buy it. It had a definitive online experience, which they did also announce that there would be 300,000 server spaces for Xbox Live. Okay, maybe Xbox Live is still going strong. I didn't hear much about PlayStation Network support. I guess I'll have to compare that as well. But it's insulting. I'm a huge fan of Xbox and Microsoft. I've owned a 360 longer than a PS3, but I'm honestly considering switching to the PlayStation 4 instead of the Xbox One. I don't even call it the Xbox One. I call it the fucking next Xbox. I don't like the name Xbox One. It sounds stupid and retarded. I feel like I'm talking about the original Xbox that's sitting in my fucking closet. What in the hell? Like, I'm just so flabbergasted. That's why I sighed when I started this video. I'm insulted as a consumer and a customer, and you should be too. I don't even know if I suggest buying this, but I will give it one more shot when I go to E3 this year, and I get to see the console, I get to fucking scream at the stupid executives who will be there, and I get to actually play games on it, and I'll get to see the press conferences at E3 and then give my opinion. So, those are my feelings. Shitty-ass press conference, 2.5 out of 10 if I were to rate it. This video is going to end soon. I'm the TheAireaidLord. I'm fucking pissed. This was a shitty-ass press conference. Thank you, Microsoft, for wasting your time and screwing yourself financially. You're going to lose to the PlayStation 4. I'm calling it right now. See you later, everyone. Thanks for watching.